Yeah, hi everyone, it's Billy here again from 47 Wolves. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for listening and joining me today. It's the 18th of December, so we're only a week away from the big man in the red suit coming into our lives and sharing the joy. So today is basically probably will be my last one for the year for my cancering journey. So just wanted to give you an update and also share a few things that have been going on. So thank you very much again for joining me, all your love and support. It's been an interesting year, and a lot of learnings from that, a lot of time to reflect, and it's once again I won't say I couldn't get through, but I'm really appreciative of your love and your support, and has made an incredible difference to me. It's lifted me at times when I needed it, and I always feel loved and supported. So for that I thank you with all my heart, and the love that you give to me. I reciprocate that. I give that back to you, and I hope you're all doing well. It's been a challenging year from the conversations I've had. It's been a challenging year for a lot of people, 2024, and may 2025 and beyond be a little bit smoother. However, as I always say, the challenge that get presented to us and gifted to us really are opportunities for us to learn, grow, expand. Nothing happens to us. Nothing happens. We to the detriment of us. It's all for us. It's all for us to grasp those opportunities where we can. Of course, life would be fantastic if it all went smoothly, and it was all full of joy and happiness. We can find that joy and happiness and that peace within, regardless of what's been presented and what the outside influences are having. So that's been definitely one of my reminders this year to do what I can to keep upbeat, to stay positive, to appreciate everything that comes into my life, and not judge it as good or bad. It's just always an opportunity to embrace what's going on, and make the most of it, and learn, grow and expand from it. Is probably my three favourite words. A week till Christmas. Just a bit of a medical update, I guess. Not a lot going on since my last podcast and sharing. I've got a couple of appointments in January. Obviously, with Christmas approaching, it's sort of everything's sort of not comes to a standstill. The hospital staff, the nurses, the doctors, and all the staff there, they work 24/7, much the same as the police and the fire brigades and all those wonderful people that sacrificed their time with their families and friends and their loved ones to serve the community and to serve the patients and the people of the community. So love and blessings to you all. Having worked with the police for 15 years, I know what that's like to make that sacrifice, but the people that continue to do so day in, day out, and it's not an easy job, any of those. Like I say, they sacrifice a lot and do so much for the people around them. So from the depths of my heart, thank you to all those people, and some of those are dear friends and obviously ex-colleagues of mine. So thank you. Along those lines, not a lot to share, but I've got an oncologist appointment on I think the 30th at this stage, 30th of January. So that'll be about 2.5 months since my last one. I'll generally get a scan and some blood tests prior to that so that'll give me an update of where everything's at. Before that, I've got the appointment on the 16th of January with the surgeon. As anyone that's been listening knows, I've got a colostomy bag, a stoma bag, he's brilliant, the surgeon. and his concerns the last time I spoke to him was with the cancer in the liver, that he didn't want to go in and do the reversal on the stoma. That's been a challenge in itself. Anyone that's had one or know people that have had it, it does affect your life, and I've got used to it. I've learnt to embrace it, but at the same time, I'm pretty keen to get it reversed so I can get back to sort of, I guess, normal functionality. So that I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be pressing that pretty hard from my perspective to him, and we'll see how that goes. So there'll probably be another update at some stage in January, or if anything happens. But at this stage, I'm feeling fantastic. My energies are high. At this stage, I've literally got no physical symptoms, so I'm living my life and my day to day as best I can. And then, like I've probably said on other videos, this year has really taught me a lot as far as looking after myself. There's been a lot of exploring, a lot of research, a lot of learnings for me, how to improve my gut health, for example, to from a physical side, my diet, physical exercise, all those things. I won't preach that too much. We all know, but also the importance of looking after the other areas and aspects of our life. So your mental health, your spiritual health, and your emotional health. I'm a big believer in the metaphysical side of things and stress. I mean, anyone that we've all been through stress at different times, and how that can have an impact on our body. So that obviously I feel definitely contributed to me getting the cancer in the first place. But so that's been a big learning for me. So enough of that. I wanted to share with you an experience I had a few days ago. I'm basically part of a group. We get together for ceremony. It sort of doesn't happen every week, but pretty regularly. And so we get together. We meditate. We have sound healings, and we have sharings, and where this takes place is what we call our sacred spot. It's a beautiful spot. It's by no means a spot that we own, but we when we get there pretty early, so we've generally got that spot to ourselves. And it's basically a creek / river system that has, for where we go, it's got 3 tiers, I guess, directly around us. So we've got a beautiful waterfall that flows most of the time of the year generally it's pretty gentle, then flows down into a little rock pool that we generally swim in, and that's part of our protocol, and that's part of our it's beautiful, particularly in the summer. Winter it gets pretty cold, and then that flows and drops off into another major rock pool or swimming hole, and then continues to flow down the creek, down the river, into, I think, eventually a dam. So generally speaking, that's pretty calm. And we got there the other day, and with all the rain that we've had, and I'm going to put some footage up just to share that and show you what it was like. And we basically decided we weren't going to swim in the second part, which is the little rock pool. It's normally quite calm. There is a little waterfall, and we can swim over and put our heads under, and it's quite beautiful. And it's always, we're surrounded by beautiful nature, and quite often we'll have the cicadas singing and the kookaburras singing in the morning. We get there pretty early. It's before sunrise sometimes, and it's all peaceful, gentle, and that was definitely the theme of the day: connectedness, oneness. And so that was part of our meditation. Part of that meditation, when I opened my eyes and just sort of, I generally embrace nature all around us, and I look at the water, and we could hear it. It was raucous loud, which you'll probably hear in the video. And I was just taking in the water, and it was funny, which is what I'll share in a minute. How I was looking at the water, and obviously you'll see, like, I wasn't focusing on each drop because that wasn't possible, but just watching the water come from the rock pool, and in a not calm manner, but just flowing, and then how that gathers speed, and hard to explain, but I was really connecting with the water. And funny, those of you that are listening that understand manifesting and our connection with nature, it really hit home to me a short time later, how much of an impact that has. And so I was really like into the water. I was just watching it and focused on it for a good probably 10 minutes, just watching the water, and really connecting. And I actually remember saying or thinking to myself, oh wow, I wonder what that feels like, just the energy of the water, and as it travels and traverses down the creek system. So anyway, we finished what we did, and we decided that we were going to go for a swim at the top part, and it was pretty rough, but not well, we didn't feel like it was dangerous in any manner. Anyway, 2 or 3 guys got in, they went in and hopped out, so I didn't sort of sense any danger or anything like that. There was actually two people in the water, and the idea for me is just to get in and dunk my head, so it just encompasses my body, and just get that beautiful connection with the water. And it was I gently got in. A little bit of a backstory: I hurt my shoulder about 12, probably 14 months ago now, and just been to the physio a week and a half prior, and he said, I think you've got frozen shoulder. It's been really challenging I love swimming, so just sort of challenging. Like, I can't swim properly freestyle. Anyway, so I was in no mindset at all to go for an actual swim. All I was doing was literally putting my body in the water, dunking my head, and getting out. As I did that, you'll see with the rocks, particularly the latter part of the footage, there's a big rock, and right next to it's a small rock, and in calmer times we can actually see the water flowing, so there's like this opening in between and underneath that rock that flows down into the second level of the rock pool where we normally swim, and that creates that little waterfall. On this particular day, it was quite the water was flowing quite fast, but where we were, it felt safe. But as I dunked my head in the water, and everything was deeper because of all the rain we had, I came back up, and someone just said to me, like, just be careful, because I wasn't that far away from where that water goes from one level to the next. Anyway, I actually felt myself pull towards that, and I was quite calm. I was like, oh no, it's okay. And I actually drifted across, landed my hand on the rock. But as I did that, it wouldn't have been more than a second or two, my legs swept under me, and I actually got propelled down under the rock through this gap that no one's ever, like, none of our group have ever even thought about going down. And particularly, it wasn't by accident. It wasn't intention. I've just shot down, and then with the water flowing, raging over the top of it, which you'll see in the footage, I went under, and with my shoulder, I can't swim properly. So I was sort of down under the water for probably, I estimate, probably about 20 seconds, and throughout that I was quite calm, but at the same time I knew I had to get up. So the more I tried to bring myself up to the surface of the water, I had no idea where I was as far as where in the rock pool. And the way the water is, which you'll see at the start of the footage, if I'd gone too far, I would have gone over, I don't know, I'm not sure, 5-10 metre fall, which wouldn't have ended real well. But I managed to, like I said, I was quite calm, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I've got to breathe. So I was trying to make my way up. I didn't know how far under the water I was, but with the water coming down, it continued to push me down, so I had to fight against that. So anyway, I managed to get there. As I said, I was underwater for about 20 seconds. Um, yeah, I guess there was an element of fear. Am I going to get out of this? And so I managed to get my head up and take a breath, and then I had the challenge of and my arm was hurting pretty bad by this stage because I had no choice but to use my left shoulder, which was like I said, frozen, so it was in a fair bit of pain. But if I knew if I'd stayed in there, the force of the water was going to head me over to the next waterfall, which would have plummeted me over the edge. So like I said, if that had to happen, that probably wouldn't have ended real well. So I knew I had to swim sideways to get to the rock, and because of the depth of the water, and I did manage to get across there, gasping and just trying to keep my head above the water because it was continuing to try to pull me down. So I managed to get my fingers on a rock, but this shoulder by that stage was almost non-functional. I couldn't use it to pull me up. Obviously, if I was there by myself, I wouldn't even have hopped in the water. But being in a group of a dozen or so of us, I felt quite safe to do that. But so I was really thankful that the people that I was with realised what was going on. Three of the guys, and it was quite a challenge to get me up because it was almost vertical. So where they stand sort of comes down on the slope, so I knew I had to get closer so that they could reach down and grab me. So we were able to manage that thanks to the beautiful guys that helped me. So they were able to pull me out of the water. I was in a fair bit of pain by that stage in my shoulder, but as I've learned over the years, when I'm in pain, and most people would probably do the same, you just have to breathe into the pain and knowing that it's only temporary. It already had the trauma, but this had sort of taken it next level. So as I said, managed to get up and all ended well. So physically I was okay, a few scratches and bumps and bruises, and so I was okay. The reason why I bring that up was, it really gave me, what did I learn from that? It was just almost a test for my will to survive. After the year that I've had, my wife Loretta, when I got home, said, well, wouldn't that have been ironic if after everything you've been through, to go that way? And it was a real lesson and reminder to all of us, I guess, that we don't know what's around the corner, we don't know what's ahead, and we don't know when our time's up. So it really gave me a lot of blessings and a lot of gratitude for life and for all that I have. So I was in, I guess, I don't know, maybe a little bit of shock as well, but it was still a little bit of commotion because a lot of the people were meditating still, so they didn't even realise what had happened. And then one particular lady had seen me where I was at the top level and just seen me disappear under this rock. So she didn't know where I was and didn't realise I'd gone down to the second level. So I bring that up. It was really interesting. We did our sharing, and we have the cacao drink and the medicine there. So that's part of our ceremony, and then we do a sharing. So not trying to be the centre of attention, but that was obviously a big moment for me. But what I didn't realise straight away was how much of an impact and the lessons that it brought forward for everyone else around me that witnessed that. So there was a lot of gratitude, a lot of thankfulness of what had happened and that I was able to get out. Later on, I actually thought, because we go there and that's our sacred spot, for me to perish there just would have been devastating. Obviously for me, but also for them. They would have just decimated that as a sacred spot. I'm not sure. I don't think they would have ever been able to go back because it would have been quite challenging. But that sort of came to my mind later. One of the leaders of the group came to me afterwards and said, Billy, I got a message from my meditation, because he did another meditation afterwards, and he said you are so God protected and blessed and loved by God, and they've they've been immense this year. This group, apart from my loved ones and family and friends, the group who a lot of them I've only met through this year, going to these ceremonies is just a beautiful, heartfelt group that's full of love and compassion. Everyone brings their stories, and we really open up. So I've got to know them quite deeply and quite profoundly, and it's special. I love it, and that's part of my routine to when I can get there and join that group. And there's always learnings and wisdoms that come out of it. So for him, and I won't divulge names or anything, but for him to say that, that's exactly how it felt. I felt really blessed and in deep gratitude for the fact that I was still alive and that I'd survived that. It wasn't quite a near death experience, but I certainly had time under the water to contemplate. Well, is this it? Is this going to be my time? But all well that ends well, as they say. A little funny and profound comment from one of the ladies who came to me afterwards, and generally you'll see it's quite heavy, and like I said, the water generally flows down through there and under the rock, and from our rock pool where we swim, we can, like I said before, there's a waterfall, so there's quite a gap there, but not. We never knew how big this gap was, and so I still don't know. Like, it shot me through, so there was obviously a big enough gap for me to shoot through. But I'm just very fortunate. I think that I didn't get wedged or stuck under there, because that would have been it. It would have been all over. And this beautiful lady actually said, "You know what?" She said, "I've always thought of that spot when I look at it, and I hope I'm not being too crude here, but she said, it looks like a vagina. It's always reminded me of a vagina." And she said, "I really feel like you've had a rebirth. You went through the birthing canal," and it was only a minute before that people were saying, we were sort of joking, saying, "Oh, that was like you went through a portal," because I just shot through, and the word canal came to me. It was like a birthing canal, and then for this lady to say that was quite profound. And we see the lighter side of life, and particularly that, like I said, it all ended well. So we had a few jokes and laughs about everything that happened following that. So when things like that happen, it just deepens the relationship. It just and the care and the love and the kindness that I received afterwards. I can't thank that group enough. It's just some beautiful, beautiful people, and I'm just really blessed to be part and honoured to be part of that group. So those that listen to this, thank you, and I'll see you again this week. I'm going to go back and do it all again. I've probably been a little bit accident prone at times in my life, particularly when I was younger, a little bit reckless. This wasn't one of those moments. I didn't think I was being reckless, but in hindsight, given my shoulder, and like I said, I had no intention to swim, but it certainly taught me that you don't know what's around the corner, not to be over careful, not to live in fear. I'm blessed for the experience, so I again have no regrets. It just happened, and I feel very blessed to be alive and well. Like I said, a few scratches and bumps and bruises, but they go away. But the profound learnings. If I can just share you one of the messages I got the next day from one of the leaders in the group. So his message was, "Hey, my brother, what an experience today, hey? I honour your life, my brother. Through you, God today sent you and everyone else a very important message, that sometimes we go through an intense experience and challenges, and they might leave a few scars and scratches, but He is always there to protect us and to love us. Instead of carrying fear and trauma after those challenges, we can open our mind and heart to learn, be grateful, and move forward. Thank you for those teachings that came from God through you this morning, my brother. Hope everything is okay now." So it was a beautiful, heartfelt message, but there was a lot of wisdoms in there, and from the time I met these people, of just the deep love and connection that we've got. I feel very honoured, and that type of message just typifies who they are. So for that, I'm really thankful. So um, another thing I had only yesterday, I went to a healing with a Cherokee Native American Indian and his wife, Bobby Running Fox, and his beautiful wife, Beverly. And it was just a really profound healing experience. And we went through past traumas. They ended up giving me a lot of tools, and I won't go right into it, but if you are struggling in any way, I would heavily recommend Bobby and Beverly for a healing. They are just amazing, and I've gone to a few. I've got very fortunate. I know a few people in different, whatever your beliefs are, whether it's religious or spiritual. But I'm a very big believer, as most of you know, of energy and frequency, and I believe that plays a big part. And it's only going to get deeper as we move forward in humanity. That connection with, we are a physical body, but we also are chock full of energy and frequency. So working on that. I share that for that, but also I had a dream early this morning. I got up and then went back to bed, and a lot of my vivid dreams tend to happen in the latter part of the morning or the night, early morning. And I actually had a dream about my stoma bag, my colostomy bag, and in the dream, I'll try to keep this short, but essentially my bag had disappeared. Like, I was walking down these stairs and it just wasn't there. And again, not trying to be too graphic, but as I would in normal life, if that had happened, and it hasn't, because they're very good. I was like, what's going on? And you know how dreams are, where the timelines are all they don't go linear. You can move from one spot, next minute you're over here and in another area. So I asked my wife, I remember in the dream, can you go get a bag for me? So she toddled off in the dream. Then I looked down, and initially a bit of, again, too graphic here maybe for some, but a little bit of poo came out of the bag, and which that's the whole idea of it. It comes out of the opening in my abdomen. So that was bare. But in the dream, these two red flat sphere-shaped objects dropped out of my bag and onto the ground, onto the tiles, and they were both, at a guess, 20-30 centimeters. Also, then I looked up and I had the bag in my hand. Like I say, dreams are a funny thing. And these live and dead worms, little white ones, were leaving. They were in the bag, and they had left my body. And without going into all the detail, because I'll share that down the track, but I am doing some alternative, for want of another word, medicines. But as most of you know, I've chosen not to go down the chemotherapy and the traditional methods, and that's my choice, and I'm sticking by that at this stage. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm healing and doing all the other things, and so far so good as far as how I'm feeling. That was I don't think it'll be in any dream book, so open to interpretation, but I thought I'd share that, whether that was literally the night after I'd been to Bobby and Beverly. So fingers crossed, and I won't jump to conclusions yet, but for that to happen on the night after I had my healing, we'll see what holds for the future. But it definitely felt like those red red sphere shaped. They were like flat, but not in 2D. They were very not round balls, but they're very much similar. And it's funny, I've only got one in my liver, but it was around the same size. So why there was two, I've got no idea. But just wanted to share that those experiences with you. For me, both the other day at the rock pool, what happened there, and just the whole year in general has been a massive learning curve for me. To look after yourself on all levels, to make sure that you're you're physically looking after yourself, but looking after your mental state and your emotional state, and um, releasing traumas, releasing stress, finding a way to do that. Everyone has their own path and how they do that, but what I've learnt this year, or been reminded of in great detail, quite extreme, but if we don't look after ourselves and we don't take those steps, our bodies will soon tell us in no uncertain terms that something's not right. And the word dis-ease, it's dis-ease, so we're not at ease with whatever we're doing. And I've shared this before, but I was overworking, I was overexerted. There were this year's journey for me has allowed me to revisit some of my childhood and some of the traumas there, and some of even the 15 years of police that I was probably hanging on to, even at an unconscious level. So I'm still working through that, and but with each layer, like the proverbial onion, all those layers there. Hopefully, I'm getting to that. But I've certainly learnt, and then hopefully my sharings have. Right from the start when I started this podcast, and I've got big plans next year to bring more people in. I love people who have got those backstories and have gone through those adversities and challenges, and have come through that, and not only learnt and healed themselves, but then that has propelled them up. And I use the rubber band analogy. If life was just nice and smooth, would we really learn anything? I feel like we're on this planet and in these earthly bodies to learn and grow and expand, as I say all the time. Nothing's happening to us, it's always happening for us, for these wonderful opportunities. So looking at life that way, regardless whether it's stuck in traffic or some medical thing like I'm going through at the moment, there's always lessons to be learnt, and there's always positives, and it goes way beyond positive thinking. It energetically, how important it is to keep our frequencies and our energy levels up. It's just paramount to us not creating that, or not allowing that dis-ease to come into our body and manifest. So with that, like I said, 1 week till Christmas. This will be my last podcast before the end of the year. I've got one with Martin from Arcanum Vita, that we've recorded for the new moon coming up on the 30th. So we'll release that in the next few days. But I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and happy festive season with your family and friends and loved ones. For a lot of people that I've know this year has been quite chaotic, quite tumultuous, and but it's been a great year of expansion and learning. And let's hope next year's. Talking to Martin the other day, there's some exciting things coming up astrologically, and I can feel that energetically. There's a real shift. So let's keep our chins up and just follow your heart. It is really a time to follow your heart, to pause, reflect maybe of what's occurred and what you've learnt this year, and move it forward into next year, 2025. So a time of appreciation of your loved ones through this festive season. If you're not working, take a time to pause, take a few breaths, get out with nature, but whatever it is, just do what makes your heart sing, what brings you joy, and those around you. We're really moving in from a place of self-reflection and inner search, and that always continues, but for me there's a real shift about servicing others and bringing our love out to everyone around us, both directly and as far wide and expansive as we can get it, to bring more love and peace to the world. So that's certainly my intent, and I just want the best for everybody that I know, and your loved ones and the people, the whole world. That'd be amazing. So I want to thank you with all my heart again. So appreciative of your love and your kindness and your compassion, and reaching out, all the messages and the phone calls and meetings, and it's just been brilliant. Really love how much what I've found this year. The more I've just been able to be myself and just open my heart. They say life's a mirror, and it reflects back to us, and that's certainly the case. I'm really feeling the love from the people that I know directly, and the beautiful people that watch this podcast channel. So thank you very much. If you without plugging this too much, if you like this, click on the old like and subscribe and share amongst your friends and loved ones. Like I said right from the start, this podcast all is about bringing education and inspiring stories, and to show people that there's a real way of life out there and ready to embrace. And sometimes there are challenges, and like the message said earlier, through that we are loved, we are honoured, we are protected, and we are blessed. And just to live your life in gratitude for everything that you have, and even things you don't have yet. So thank you very much again for listening. Enjoy the rest of what's remaining of this year, and I shall see you in 2025, and blessings and love, much love to you all.